Hello, everybody. Welcome back to CC TitleTown. It's Wednesday, March 27th. I got my Jack and Diet with me. Cam, how you doing today?
I'm great, man. March Madness, the first couple rounds are finished, and it's kind of gone the way I think a lot of people have predicted. There's still one perfect bracket out there. I don't know if you saw that. One out of probably the millions of brackets that are done. And we do know that this is the first time since 2009 that the first 14, I guess you could say, seeds, so the ones, the twos, the threes, and then two number 4 seeds. First time since 2009 that they've all made it to the Sweet 16. Wow. So yeah, kind of chalky.
Right, kind of just shows you as crazy as a weekend it seemed with the games. There's so many close games.
Yeah.
Like you said with that stat you just said, really there wasn't really any upsets.
Not a ton, no.
You know?
And even like Oregon,
yeah,
they're a 12 seed, but they made the Final Four 2 years ago. People forget that.
Right. No, I tried telling everybody last week, Oregon is better than a 12 seed. That is dang
and
sure.
If they had Bowl still, if he was healthy,
oh God,
people would be talking about them like they've talked about Duke and Carolina.
Easily
for the rest of this entire year. They've had a lot of injuries, and now they're getting healthy at the right time. So,
right, absolutely.
No surprise there.
No, it was a fun weekend. It sucks how fast it goes too.
I know. I'm like,
because
man.
We were at work and we had a couple iPads set up, watching the games.
Yeah.
Everybody, I feel like the way they have it set up is perfect because there's games literally from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it only lasts like 3 weekends.
I know.
What I mean?
I know.
Where like the NBA playoffs, I feel is like almost 2 months long.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's what makes it. I mean,
I know it's awesome.
Crazy. So
it is awesome. So what are we gonna talk about today, Cam?
We got some matchups. We're gonna go over our bracket and see how each of us fared. I'll start with mine first. I've got my Sweet 16. I got 12 out of the 16 teams right. So I missed on Belmont. As you all know, I picked Belmont as one of my Cinderella teams.
I wish we had one of those like boing noises, like sound effect for like an air ball or something.
Yeah, something, man. I deserve something. But man, if you guys watched that game, they were right there.
They were.
Telling you.
That's one of those. I mean, look at all. There were so many teams that were on the bubble of winning or losing. That game, it could have went either way, and who knows what could have happened next round too. They could have won and made a run too.
I know, man. I was so heartbroken when I saw that they lost. So instead of Belmont,
I was devastated as well.
Yeah.
I think I texted you the second after they lost.
God. So yeah, instead of Belmont in that position, it's LSU.
Yep.
Yep. And then I picked Buffalo as another kind of upset. I think Buffalo's a good team, but I think I really underestimated how good Texas Tech was.
Yeah.
Defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They say defense wins championships, and Texas Tech really kind of shut down Buffalo.
Yeah, no, Texas Tech is no joke. Like I said, I have them going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I'm really high on them. So they got a big game, obviously.
For good reason.
Yeah. No. They got a tough game coming up against Michigan because Michigan's playing relatively well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the rest of your Sweet 16?
In the South, I picked Villanova over Purdue.
Yeah.
Obviously, Purdue kind of
Edwards
blew them out. Edwards had, oh my gosh,
game of his career.
9 threes.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I'll be anxious to see how long that carries. If that keeps carrying over, they will make a Final Four appearance.
Yeah, they definitely could, for sure.
So,
and then in the Midwest, I picked Iowa State, and they laid an egg in that first game against Ohio State of all teams, who barely made the tournament.
Right. That's one of the games we both kind of whiffed on.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it's Houston who's in their place.
Yeah. Who deserves it? They've looked good.
Yeah, they've kind of blown out the teams that they've played.
Right.
So
yeah, I still think I don't know. I mean, I know Kentucky, I think, had a close game. in the second round, but I think that Kentucky versus Houston will be a good game. But yeah, no. I mean, what, did you say 12 out of 16?
Yeah, 12 out of 16.
That's not
terrible.
No, not at all.
It definitely did worse in prior years.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, no. I'm the same way. This year probably having one of the best years I have ever had in brackets.
number one in your work league, right?
Yeah. Shout out Mutual Bank Work League, like 110 brackets.
Yeah,
I'm sharing the leaderboards as of right now, but I have not better odds. I can score more points, I guess.
Gotcha. More remaining points in that. Yeah,
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, I don't know. You should just tune into CC TitleTown and just listen to Chris, like I said.
Yeah. Hey, next year, you guys listen to Chris.
They'll be ready.
And his predictions.
They'll be ready
for the tournament.
Oh yeah, they'll be ready. But yeah, no, I just had one more. I was 13-16 for my Sweet 16. Obviously Duke and Virginia Tech, which I'm very anxious to see that game, and we'll touch more on that later. I had Maryland over LSU. I don't remember if we talked about it during the podcast or after, if that effect with the LSU and all the stuff they had going on would help them or hurt them.
Yeah.
I took it as it would hurt them, but like we said, it did the opposite.
Yeah.
They've looked really good.
It's kind of propelled them, and they're playing like the team, obviously, before the issue with their coach and everything. They're playing like one of the best.
Exact, yeah.
I think they won the SEC regular season. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, or they shared it.
I thought they beat Kentucky.
But yeah, anyways, like they were one of the top teams in the SEC, and they're showing it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like all the games from here on out, because I was just about to repeat myself, but all the games from here on out are probably gonna be good.
Yeah.
Including that one against Michigan State.
For sure.
But then we move on to the West. Gonzaga, who's looking better than I thought they would.
Yeah.
I have them obviously playing Florida State, and I have them losing to Florida State. But if I could change that now, I would.
Dude, Florida State. Wow.
Yeah. I think Florida State's good. I think Gonzaga just looks better. Gonzaga's just, they're good.
Yeah.
They are. But, I have Florida State winning that game. And then Texas Tech versus Michigan. Like we just said, I have Texas Tech is, to me,
they're good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Like you said, their defense is just.
I want to say it's like we're third in the country.
Yeah, I know it's top 5. Yeah, I think you're right.
Third scoring defense in the country. Yeah.
So, yeah, they're just. I don't know. I got like one of those weird feelings about them. But in the South, we were the same.
Yeah.
Virginia, Oregon, and then I also had Purdue losing to the reigning champs Villanova, and that game, like we said, wasn't even close. Edwards just played lights out.
Yeah.
The rest of Purdue team played well too. So I'll be anxious to see how they go up against Tennessee. It should be a good game.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then I think we're also same in the Midwest with UNC, Auburn, and then I also had Iowa State coming out of there against. I had them playing Houston, obviously, but they lost the first round, like you said before.
Yeah.
So and then
they just Kentucky. I don't know what it was with them.
Yeah, they kind of just shit the bed. I mean,
pretty much.
They shouldn't have lost to Ohio State.
No. They really shouldn't have.
Even though I had them in my bracket beating Houston, like we said, Houston has been playing really good, and they definitely deserve to be where they're at.
For sure.
So but anything still at this point, anything can happen. I mean, look at like all the games over the first weekend, like
right.
What the one that we were just talking about, like Auburn. I couldn't believe what was going on in that first game.
Oh, dude.
Like I was in shock. Yeah, that New Mexico. I was in shock. Like
first they pass up on a wide open layup. Like, dude,
how they even got there to that point in the beginning? Like they were hitting huge clutch shots at the end of the game.
And then you get to that point, you pass up the layup.
Yeah.
Out to a guy who's I guess he had a good shot.
Right.
He gets fouled.
Right.
and he missed 2 out of 3 free throws.
Yeah, I mean, but think about that before the free throws. Like, they were down, and now they have a chance with seconds left to take the lead with 3 free throws.
Right.
That was one of the most fun endings that I've seen in a while. It was. Oh, I felt so bad for that guy.
I did too. One of the best games of the tournament. That one, and I would say the Duke UCF game. That game
absolutely
nuts.
Oh my God.
Nobody saw that coming.
I literally was standing in front of the TV for the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that one was nuts. We'll touch on that one later.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, some good matchups going into this Sweet 16. Some intriguing ones, I think. Obviously, you got Duke and Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. Virginia Tech beat them earlier this year.
Right.
The one that I'm really interested to see is Virginia and Oregon. Oregon, I feel like is a real sleeper team. Obviously, we were high on them to get to the Sweet 16.
Right.
Being a 12 seed.
Right. Absolutely.
They've really handled business since they've been in the tournament. I mean, they gave it to UC Irvine.
Exactly.
Look, UC Irvine was a good team.
Right.
But, man.
Although,
Oregon,
even though they're a 13 seed, they handled Kansas State. They took care of business.
Well. Yeah.
They also deserve to be there playing against Oregon.
And a lot of teams, a lot of people picked UC Irvine to upset Kansas State.
Exactly. So that was, I think that was a popular upset pick.
I think you and I both had that.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, Oregon. The thing that is intriguing about this matchup is they both play a really slow tempo.
Right.
Tough defenses. Virginia has a top scoring defense in the country. Oregon is up there at number 12. So they both they slow the pace down and they play great defense.
Yeah.
Oregon's really long, really athletic, and I think they're way better than a lot of people are giving them credit for, I think.
I completely agree.
They play a similar style to what Syracuse is known for in a zone.
Right.
And they've got, like I said, they've got the long athletic guys that can get out there and challenge shots with the zone.
Yeah,
now, what's going to be interesting to see is Virginia is number 5 in the country in 3-point field goal percentage. So what's going to win out there is Virginia going to continue to do that, and shoot the ball well at a high rate,
right? Or
is Oregon's length going to bother them,
right?
And alter some of those shots. I think that's going to be interesting to see. One of Oregon's key players, Lewis King, he's a freshman. He's averaging about 16.5 points a game in postseason play, both Pac-12 tournament and the NCAA tournament.
No, yeah, he lit it up.
And he's looking pretty good. 6'9", long, athletic. He's got the potential to be a lottery pick.
Right.
In the upcoming draft. So
yeah, him and Pritchard. I mean, Pritchard had a really good game. He put up 18.
Yeah.
And 7 assists last game too against UC Irvine. Like I said, they played. I mean, they beat UC Irvine by just under 20 points. But they got a lot of guys that can get out and run and fill the lanes, knock down shots. You know what I mean?
Right. Now I say they play at a slow tempo, but they can get out and run.
Yeah.
And we watched it in the last game.
Exactly.
I mean, they were just running and gunning. It seemed like.
Right, but they're very what's the word I'm looking for?
They kind of pick their spots.
Yeah, exactly.
And almost when they want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, they know when the right time is. They know when it's a good time to slow it down.
They're not like Carolina, where it's like as soon as the ball goes through the net for the other team, they're passing the ball in and gone down the court.
Right.
Definitely a lot slower tempo than that. But that's going to be that's a really intriguing matchup to me. Both great defensive teams, slow pace. So we'll see what wins out.
Yeah, that'll be. Oh man, as much as I like that Oregon team, I don't know if I could take them going over Virginia.
Yeah,
Virginia's. Not only, obviously, they finished 30-3 in the ACC. Unbelievable.
In the ACC.
Right. Right. I don't say that lightly by any means.
That's a tough conference.
Right.
As everyone knows.
But they've also been here before. They're here frequently. You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously, last year,
that was
upsetting.
Yeah,
but
to
I
say
mean,
the least.
yeah. But they also have, Hunter, who can put up some points whenever he wants to.
Yeah, he's good. That dude is good.
DeAndre Hunter, man, this is one of the. I want Oregon to win.
Right. I do
I
too.
truly do.
I picked Virginia.
Yeah, I also did.
Yeah.
But that's how also, like, not to get too far off of this game, but like for the Duke and UCF game, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that game, I wanted them to pull the upset off, even though I know it would mess up my whole bracket. I was like, "Come on, knock them off!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of March Madness.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, I feel like Sweet 16, Elite 8 and on, like, to the end of the tournament, do, like, seeding numbers matter as much?
I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
because I'm not looking at Virginia, the 1 seed, against Oregon, the 12 seed at this point.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
And it's kind of funny. It's like when you're filling out the bracket, though, you are looking at it that way. A lot
absolutely.
Of times.
Well, because
But when it's got when they've played, these teams have played a couple games, it's like, man, okay, who's playing the best? Who do I think is going to win?
Exactly. Right. Who's hot right now?
Right. Yeah.
And all it takes is one game to get hot.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot of these teams, obviously, that have won are hot.
Right. Yeah. Oregon's won, I want to say 10
11,
in a row.
I think.
Is it 11 now?
I thought before the tournament started it was 8 or 9. So
yeah, they've won. They're on a double-digit win streak.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow. The game starts. I don't know.
Tomorrow.
I don't know if they play tomorrow. I know Michigan plays tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They play tomorrow.
Yes.
It's a late game, 10 o'clock.
All right. Staying up for that one.
Yeah, I'd probably. Yeah, maybe. But so tomorrow's Florida State versus Gonzaga. At 7, and then Purdue versus Tennessee at 7:30, Texas Tech and Michigan at 9:30, and then Oregon versus Virginia at 10.
Nice.
So some good games tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. It's I can't wait. But no, I think that's gonna be like. Could you imagine Oregon upsetting Virginia?
Jeez. 12 seed.
Yeah.
It's possible, man. They've got the guys to do it. Like I said. If they had bowl,
right?
There would be no question that they would be probably a favorite for the Final Four.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
absolutely, and they'd be a top 3 seed. I feel like
easy. But yeah, they just had some injuries, and now guys are healthy at the right time, and they're clicking on all cylinders. So they're a dangerous team.
They are. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah.
The game that I'm most intrigued about. And like I told you this a little earlier, the Duke versus Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And that game's on Friday. It's a Friday night game.
Yep.
9:30. I still have Duke as the clear front runners. In my opinion, Duke is still the best team in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, Duke had a close one against UCF. That was an awesome game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But there were some spots in that game where I feel like I'm not the only one, but looked and said, wow, like they really did escape that game.
Right. Yeah,
like,
they did.
They escaped that game. They didn't just win. It wasn't, it was just a close game. They literally escaped it.
Every 50-50 ball, every 50-50 play.
Right.
Everything went their way.
Yeah. No.
I mean, everything that
Think
needed
about
to
that.
did.
Missed free in the offensive rebound after Taco Fall fouled out.
Right after he fouled out.
Yeah, easy layup. It was like, literally, it was just like everything had gone their way.
Mm-hmm.
But to Virginia Tech's, to their side, they played against Liberty, and they won 67-58. They had a good game. They shot, 44% from the three-point line. Mm-hmm. I think the story for me, at least, is Virginia Tech going to take away what they saw UCF do.
Right. Are they going to be able to do the same things
that
they did?
Right, because like we said, and we'll get a little bit into just that game in a little bit, but, Dawkins played his lights out. UCF played their A-plus game. But I don't know if Duke can afford to play their C+B game against Virginia Tech.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, they can't.
I mean...
Well, Virginia Tech beat them earlier this year.
Exactly.
Granted, Zion was out.
Right.
But Virginia
Tech's... Which does
Tech's
make a huge difference. But
monstrous difference.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I mean...
But, Virginia Tech's point guard was also out.
Yeah.
Starting point guard.
Right.
So.
And you got Blackshear, double-double guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Outlaw actually put up a double-double against Liberty. You got 4 guys in double figures. You got Walker, who almost went for a triple-double.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you look at Duke, or when I look at Duke, let me put it that way. When I look at Duke, you see 2 superstars, 4 stars. Nah, I'm not gonna call Trey Jones a star, but you obviously see 2 superstars in college basketball in Barrett and Zion.
Yeah.
Reddish, star. If he stayed next year, he'd be a superstar, I think.
Right.
Trey Jones is like he's not
a
there
good
yet,
player.
but in that team he fits so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my biggest thing is, if Virginia Tech attacks Duke on the defensive side the way UCF did, the game plan specifically is what every team should do against Duke.
So you're saying that UCF exposed Duke. Is that what you're claiming?
Define expose. I mean, I think they expose them no matter which way you define it.
Okay.
By that I mean they put out the perfect blueprint, if you will, to have a chance to beat Duke. When Duke's on, they're unbeatable. They're unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it.
Okay.
But even though Duke shot 40% from the three-point line, which is that's fair. That's
for them especially.
Exactly.
That's good.
They shot 58% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Make them shoot jump shots all game long.
Okay. Yeah. A lot easier said than done.
I mean, not really. There's no reason. The only person I would have closing out on a jump shot is Reddish. Anybody else, let them shoot.
Okay.
Let them shoot. I mean, sure, it's not going to always work. They're going to knock down shots.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, say they hit 2 more threes, it's almost a double-digit win. Say they miss 2 more threes. I mean, that 3 that Reddish hit when they were down 4, that he hit it with
big.
like 20 seconds left, like, Jesus, that was so clutch.
Big time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was right after that UCF missed that alley-oop, which would have put them up 6,
right?
Which would have changed everything.
Yep.
But besides the point, if I am Virginia Tech, if I'm any team playing Duke, run man-to-man, however you want to call it, take the biggest guy you have and put him in the paint.
To stop all the drives.
Yeah. You're double teaming every drive to the basket. You're letting Zion, RJ Barrett, Trey Jones, you're letting them shoot every single 3. Obviously, you can't do that the whole game. Coach K will figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
But for 75% of the game, that's what I'm doing. Sure. I know you're like foaming at the mouth, ready to talk about this part. I can see it. And I know what the first thing you're going to say is I'm going to let you say it.
Uh-huh.
So just give me a second.
Sure.
I don't want to step on your toes.
I'm listening, man.
But if Duke, all I'm saying is that's the best way to beat Duke, in my opinion.
Make them shoot.
Make them shoot foul them, put them at the line.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress that enough.
Okay.
But I know you're ready to fire back. So Cam, you go ahead, let it rip, because I'm very eager to hear what you have to say.
All right. So
you could just you got a smile on his face. He's ready.
everyone thinks that UCF gave everyone else the blueprint, quote unquote. They exposed Duke. Did all this. They exposed Duke and showed every other team that's going to play Duke the blueprint to beat them.
Right. So they did.
Here's what's wrong with that. Everybody already knew this going into the tournament. Everybody already knew the way to potentially beat Duke is, 1, they got to be off.
Right.
2, make them shoot jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
Foul them. Get them to shoot free throws.
Yes.
But here's a stat for you. Duke has only lost 2 games with Zion Williamson in the lineup. One of the first early games against Gonzaga, and then Carolina.
Right.
So, I mean, and he came out 15 seconds into the game.
Right.
Against Carolina.
Right.
So, I mean, the effect that he has on the game alone is massive. Nobody's really beaten them other than Gonzaga early in the season, and you got a team full of freshmen. Okay? So,
right.
And those are 2 different teams now at this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely.
Gonzaga's gotten better. Duke's gotten better. I think Duke has surpassed them slightly at this point.
Duke's past Gonzaga?
Yeah.
I like it.
Slightly.
Right.
Obviously, Duke was the favorite going into the tournament. Over 50% of the brackets picked them to win.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So for people to say, "Oh, this is the blueprint." No, the blueprint was already out there. Everybody already knew going into the tournament what it was going to be. The reason UCF posed such a big, played such a great game against Duke and almost beat Duke. Dawkins, for one, had the game of his life. 32 points.
Yeah.
He was hitting shots, with guys draped all over.
Yeah, he was unreal, which is awesome to see.
If he misses 2 shots, that's
right.
that game's a 2-possession game.
Right.
We're not really even talking about this game.
Right.
Taco Fall is 7'6". There is no. This dude is like I heard somewhere he's like the 10th tallest person in the world, top 10 tallest people in the world or something like that. Are you kidding? And he can move.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
he's not just sitting. I mean, no. He can move.
Right. And
he's like athletic for that size.
Right.
So you got that. Trey Jones was called. I mean, the media has been calling him out.
As they should.
He's a college kid, whatever. But they were calling out his performance in this game because he shot 1 for 8 from the 3-point line. And Taco Fall was, quote unquote, guarding him.
Right.
Taco Fall was sitting under the basket, daring Trey Jones to shoot.
And it worked.
It worked. However, the reason he could do that and the reason why Trey Jones did not do what he normally does, which is take a dribble or 2 in and shoot a mid-range jumper or dish it off to somebody once they collapse on him.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he did not do that was because if he were to take a dribble in, Taco Fall is 7'6". He can block an 18-foot jump shot standing almost 10 feet away from Jones.
Right.
So I don't want to hear like, oh, they exposed Duke. They showed everyone the blueprint to beat Duke. When everyone already knew what it was, but guess what? Nobody could really do it. So, I'm just telling you, nobody else in the country, Virginia Tech doesn't have somebody that's 7'6". I don't care if Virginia Tech already beat Duke. Duke didn't have Zion in that game. That's a wash to me.
Yeah, and I agree. That is a wash.
And Michigan State doesn't have anybody that tall.
Here's my thing. Go ahead.
Florida State, if my pick gets into the Final Four with Duke, look, Duke already beat Florida State. I don't see them as a threat. The only threat maybe is Gonzaga, but like I said, I think Duke's better than them at this point.
Perfect example. In my opinion, sure, does Taco Fall 7-6 change the dynamic of the game? Absolutely. 100%. But for example, take Gonzaga. Say you use Hachimura.
Rui Hachimura, yeah.
I think I might be pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah.
Say you take him. Obviously not 6'7". You do the same.
7'6".
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, 7'6". I think he's definitely taller than 6'7". But take him and do the same thing. Have him guard Trey Jones. Leave him. Sure, Trey Jones takes. There were times where Trey Jones did take a couple steps in. He was so cold it didn't matter. He was gonna
miss everything. At
that point,
everything was in his
night
head.
was done.
Yeah,
shooting wise.
Yeah,
but say the start of the game against a Gonzaga team, or Virginia Tech, at that matter. Say he doesn't even go for threes right away. He takes a step in and shoots the jump shot. He could knock some down early. He shoots 40% from the field already, which is average, right? That's not. Yeah, I mean, maybe a little crazy. Below. I mean, you obviously want to see that higher.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get his 5-6 assists a game. He couldn't penetrate and dish in that game because they were letting them shoot anytime they wanted.
Again, why didn't he penetrate?
Because he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You think he's going to just go in and score on any? Take the same person. Take any big guy. Anybody that is driving the lanes getting double teamed. If Duke doesn't make their jump shots, they are at risk, right?
Okay. I can agree with that.
Right.
But that's been the whole.
Well, that's any team. Right?
Yeah, but and the thing is, like, Duke doesn't rely on their jump shots to win games.
Right.
The reason they did so more in this game is because they couldn't score down low with Taco Fall. This is another point.
Right.
They couldn't score down low with Taco Fall in there.
Right. But don't you think if you put any second defender that's a forward or a center, essentially two bodies on him, is going to make a difference?
Huge difference because they're not 7'6".
No, a difference against Zion. It's 2-on-1 anytime anybody goes to the basket, regardless how tall they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It'll make a difference, but it won't impact the shot as much as having a guy that tall down there. Zion was 7 for 18 when Taco Fall was in the game.
Yeah.
And he shoots typically, I want to say 65 to 70%.
Yeah, I think he's even up higher than that. But I haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong, seen another team play that style of defense against Duke.
Because they can't.
Well, we don't know that.
Everyone knows to pack the lane.
That's more than packing the lane. That's stuffing that thing full and zipping it up tight. That's like Napoleon Dynamite, tater tots in his pocket tight.
Yeah.
Essentially 3 guys in the lane.
Okay, yeah.
And Zion still got his. Zion's going to get his.
Zion's going to get his no matter what.
Take Zion out of it.
Okay, RJ Barrett had an off game. You know why? Every time that man drove, was going to the bucket, 7'6" Taco Fall is there.
Right. But
he ain't going to be there.
But somebody will. But somebody is. Zion's different. He's on a different level. Zion's the LeBron. He's going to get his.
He's going to get his.
See, excuse me, but RJ Barrett is not on his level.
He's
Cam Reddish, nobody else on that team is on his level.
Right.
No one's jumping as high as him. No one's as strong as him. So therefore, you don't need another Taco Fall to play that defense.
Why don't you? The man is he is 7'6". He can dunk without even jumping.
I agree. Him being 7'6" only helped them, obviously. Only helped them in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But take another 6'11" center, forward, whatever you call them, and keep them in the lane. Sure, Zion's going to go and still jump over them. Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, he's going to.
But R.J. Barrett's not going to go up there, muscle up, get an and one with 2 defenders on him.
He's still pretty damn good.
He's not that good.
He's still pretty damn good.
He's not that good.
Okay.
Like we said, take Zion out. Zion's going to get his regardless, which we've seen. Right?
Yeah.
I seriously, honestly think if I was any team playing Duke, I would play that style of defense that UCF played no matter what. Sure, if you want to have a little more closeout action on jump shots, by all means. But I'm keeping the fifth defender in the paint.
Okay. So what do you do if Trey Jones he hits a couple jump shots?
Right. And which it can happen.
Then
people
what?
can get hot, people can get cold.
I mean, I'm not even saying hot. I'm just saying, like, if he were to hit, instead of going 1 for 8 against UCF, if he went 3 for 8 or 3 for 7.
I think at the end of that, well, not towards 6 minutes left, he didn't end up knocking down one, and then another guy, wasn't Reddish, I forget his name, ended up knocking another like consecutive threes down,
Mm-hmm.
and they just stuck it through. They just stuck it out.
Yeah.
They kept to the plan, and it was working. It
Mm-hmm.
worked.
Yeah.
Nobody on that team besides Cam Reddish is a threat.
Yeah.
Is a threat at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not saying he's going to go 1 for 8 again. I'm not expecting him to go 1 for 8 again. But I don't see him going 7 for 8. I don't even see him going 5 for 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But if he goes 4 for 8, it's a 10-point victory over UCF.
Right. I don't know.
But
what are we expecting? We're expecting a 10-point victory against UCF.
Right.
I'm expecting a 10-point victory against Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not many teams I feel confident to be like, hey, let's go out there, play man-to-man. We'll beat them, run and gun. The game plan was perfectly put together for UCF, regardless of the people that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, Zion's going to go out and he's going to get his regardless. Barrett ended up getting 16 points on a terrible night.
Yeah.
He
averages 24, 25.
But he couldn't do anything. His game is getting to the bucket. He's not as strong as Zion. He's not as big as Zion. He can't just go and rise up. And if you have 2 people on you in the lane that can play good defense and go straight up, they don't have to be 7'6". You got 2 people in your face jumping straight up playing good defense.
Right.
By all means, kick it out, please. We want you to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah. Look, the blueprint has been there from the beginning of the season.
I no, that's not fair to say.
From the middle of the season, whatever. Everyone knew how the best possible way you could beat Duke, and that was make them shoot jumpers. Get them into foul trouble as well, which
right.
we didn't mention,
because
they're Zion not very deep.
Yeah, Zion did have 4. He ended the game with 4.
And foul them if they drive. Make them shoot free throws. If you're going to foul them, you're going to have to foul them hard.
Yeah. Yes.
Good luck trying to foul Zion hard.
No, exactly. It doesn't really matter, I feel like, what you do against Zion. He's too good.
Like I said, can you imagine going up against a guy 7'6"? Chris, the dude is a 1.5 feet taller than I am.
Yeah, I know.
And he's a foot taller than Zion, just about. Did you see the tip off?
No, I don't think I did.
Dude made Zion look tiny.
Right. Okay, think about it this way. Like you said, he was dunking without jumping. When he jumps, he didn't jump very high.
It does.
But with his reach, sure, he's reaching.
He's got an 8-foot-plus wingspan.
Just like you said, he's 7'6".
Literally hug a tree.
He's making
touch his fingertips around the tree.
2 guys in the paint, regardless of size, makes a difference. Just like 7'6" makes a difference.
Okay. But if the same, okay, so you're saying so you're saying if you have whoever is guarding Zion, let's say he's a 6'6" guy, guarding Zion, and then you got another 6'11" guy in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that's the exact same thing as what UCF did.
I'm saying they should run their defense the same way, as in take their biggest guy essentially.
You don't think guys have gone up with Zion and Barrett the rest of this year? It's gone up with them. How many and ones have you seen those guys get?
Make them do it then. Or they're gonna kick it. They're gonna have to kick the ball out and shoot. That's what you said. Everybody knows the game plan is, right?
I'm saying, yeah, okay. Everyone knows what the game plan is, but that doesn't mean that they can execute the way that UCF did because of the size that UCF had.
But don't you think it put everybody on notice? Like,
oh, I'm sure it did. It reminded them of the blueprint. The blueprint's been there, like I said.
That's a different blueprint, all with a different type of player.
Yeah. Nobody else has 7'6". That's what I've been saying this whole time.
I know.
I see your argument. I hear what you're saying. Like, this is the way to beat Duke. Make them shoot jumpers and foul them and get them in foul trouble. That is the way to beat Duke. But nobody has really been able to execute that way.
Right. But nobody has done that any other time.
And look, UCF was on their A game. Duke played their B game.
Well, their B game anytime
UCF was on their A++ game. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, they played
had players
their best
play out of their
basketball.
mind. Dawkins, like I said, great kid.
Yeah, he played on.
He had
real.
an insane game.
He literally was insane.
But again, Duke didn't play their best. If Duke's playing their best, everybody knows they're gonna win it.
Yeah, you don't really have a shot if Duke's playing their best.
No, the only team that I can see can compete with them is Carolina.
Right.
At this point, and they've proven that.
So if you're Carolina, or if you're Gonzaga, or if you're Virginia Tech, or you're whoever, what is your game plan then on defense? How do you want to guard Duke?
Well, Carolina, if you're Carolina, they don't have the size. I watched that.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
I watched that game against in the ACC tournament.
Right.
Luke May.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he
didn't got it.
Zion made him look like a child.
Yeah, no. He's
a
boy.
In the first game, I was like, when Zion got hurt and Luke May went off.
Right.
30+ points, I think double-digit rebounds.
Yeah, snapped off.
I'm like, okay, let's see what he does against Zion.
Right.
He was a non-factor in the ACC tournament.
Right.
So I don't think Carolina can really play. Try and pack the lane, I guess.
No, but yeah,
I don't know that they have the guys. The way that they would have to beat Duke is playing their run and gun.
Yeah, on their offense.
And they almost did it. They almost did it in the ACC tournament,
right.
I will say. But Kobe White had a great game.
Yeah, he's fun to watch too.
An incredible game.
Right.
He was making some ridiculous shots. He's really coming to his own. He really kept them in that game.
Yeah.
If he can have another game like that, then maybe they've got a chance. But I don't know that, like I said, if Duke is on their A game, I don't know that they can really compete with them size-wise and pack the lane like everyone else or claims that they can.
Right. I agree. And like you said, I honestly think if Duke's on their A game, nobody really can help stop them.
Gonzaga, because they've got Hachimura.
Right.
Maybe they can pack it in tight. He's pretty athletic as well, so maybe he can move a little bit better.
Right.
And
that's the thing, like, sure, all these teams are packing the lane, but UCF just didn't pack the lane. That's what I'm saying. Like, they deliberately, intentionally left Trey Jones specifically and kept somebody in the circle under the basket.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, and that's also, like you said, Coach K's going to be more prepared for that probably because I don't think that happened at all during the season.
And that's another factor, too. Nobody has a Coach K.
Right.
I mean, you got Roy Williams in North Carolina, another great coach.
Right.
But when they meet, it'll be in the championship, so anything goes there.
But at the end of the day, the players have to make baskets. So,
I mean, who's been but again,
right?
Who's been doing that all year?
But that's the recipe.
I hear you.
I don't know. I'll be anxious to see how Virginia Tech plays against Duke and what they decide they want to do on defense.
Yeah. I want to see what Zion does against Blackshear down low.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That'll be a good, interesting matchup.
But you can't just play 1-on-1 with him. You can't.
Because he's too quick, he's too big, he jumps too high.
Right.
Too strong.
Yeah.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good, as Stacey King used to say for D Rose.
That's right.
But literally, he is. So you can't just guard him with one guy. You're gonna have to double team him. And again, if Trey Jones comes out and hits a couple threes early,
right?
I don't think Virginia Tech has a chance,
right?
Because that's going to open up more for Duke on the offensive end.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what Trey Jones wants. He wants to drive and kick. He wants to, bring that second defender with him. You know, see the cutter, fill the lane, and do those things. But when you have three guys already in the lane waiting for you,
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Obviously we have a difference in opinion,
right,
on this, but
I think we both think
we both know what it is. But I'm just saying, like, it's been that way for
a
while. Nobody's been able to do it the way UCF has.
Right.
That's a fair statement,
right? And nobody can't. I take that back. Nobody can do it exactly like UCF can because of Taco Fall. But correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen another team try to do it like UCF either.
Yeah. I'd have to look at more film and see.
Right.
I just really don't know if anyone can. That's the thing.
Right.
I just don't know.
To me, it's worth a shot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
try it out. I mean, make Duke shoot.
Right.
Legit,
literally make them shoot. Keep three guys in the paint. There is no 3-second violations.
Right, not defensive, yeah.
No, put him in the paint. Make him stand there. It definitely it should be something that every coach is considering trying.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Just based off of that game.
I agree. You gotta try something.
Yeah, something new, something different.
Team. But it's gonna be if they're able to stick to their game plan, and I'm pretty sure, I want to say they've got the most points in the paint out of any team in the country.
Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So like what happens when they come out and they beat Virginia Tech by 15 and 75% of their points are in the paint? Well, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to say, well, God, they should have listened to me and kept three guys in the paint.
Well, we'll see if they try and do that, if it's effective.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
see.
very anxious
I
to
can't
see.
wait. Now I cannot wait to see what Virginia Tech tries to do against Duke.
Yeah. It'd be dumb not to.
It would be, but again, the execution. You can have the perfect game plan,
right?
But you got to execute it and have the players to be able to do it.
Right.
So,
and it's just like on offense. I mean, you have to be able to knock down shots.
They're gonna have to knock down a lot of shots.
Yeah. Because it's only going to get harder.
That's what kept UCF in the game. They were knocking down some ridiculous shots.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's only going to get harder for Duke as well.
Yeah, it is. They'll probably have Michigan State lurking in the Elite Eight. So,
and that's no joke
if they get past Virginia Tech. So,
absolutely.
We'll see.
We will. Man, that was a fun topic, man. Like I said, this time of year, March Madness, it's just so fun to talk about. each game is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, like
there's so much on the line.
That's why I like I wish, obviously they won't and they can't, but I wish NBA was like that. Like,
yeah.
You know how hard it is to beat a team 4 out of 7 times?
Yeah.
Like, imagine Golden State and you know, LeBron and the Cavs one game. How much more intense and how much more it would mean if they played one game.
Yeah. Well, just look at every single game 7.
Right.
In the playoff series, like how crazy are those games?
Exactly. It would be.
I mean, that's what it would be every single game in a format like that.
Right.
So
it would be so fun. And you know, like you said, March Madness it's
one of a kind.
It is. I'm so glad it's here, and we have a great weekend of basketball coming up. I can't wait to watch it.
Yep. It'll be a lot of fun.
That's right. But I hope all of you enjoyed episode 6 of CC TitleTown. Like I said, it's March 27th. March Madness round weekend 2 starts tomorrow. Some big games. Hopefully you guys get to listen to this before, if not during the weekend. So, like I said, we got our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. It's all in the process of getting made. We want to make sure we get all the kinks right, so it's all ready to go. So keep a lookout for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm going to give it to Cam to send you guys off.
All right. In the meantime, if you guys enjoyed the episode, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube. Each spot, it's CC TitleTown.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Check you guys next week.